All right, so what first brought you to Pilates?
Well, we'd have to go back a few years for that answer, Cassie, because you had just started your Pilates practice, started your first weeks, months as a Pilates instructor, and a guy that we have in common, your husband, my son Drew, said, "Mom, Cassie's a Pilates teacher. Why haven't you started to do Pilates?" So that was the encouragement I needed to schedule a session with you, and I believe that was at River City in North Liberty. It was our first session, and then just got started doing Pilates. And historically, that was a big step for me because I had always been a walker all my life, but I had never signed up for organized sessions, exercise sessions, so this was a big deal. And really got started in Pilates and promoting the business because you're my daughter-in-law, and gradually made that transition to a loyal client because I figured out the benefits of Pilates and wanted to keep practicing regularly.
Awesome. And so, how long have you been practicing Pilates?
Well, I again started, I believe, 3 or 4 years ago, and started out a couple of times a week. Once you guys moved to Ankeny, and then accepted a principal's position in a neighboring district and took kind of a break, which wasn't a good thing. But I got back at Pilates about 8 or 9 months ago, and I attend 2 or 3 times a week, whatever time will allow.
And what benefits have you seen from a regular Pilates practice?
Well, multiple benefits as far as, first of all, obviously the physical benefits of increased strength and muscle toning and endurance and flexibility, balance, but also just as important to me are the benefits up here. I feel the mental, emotional benefits of doing something good for myself. And I often think of that analogy with the flight attendant who says, put on your own oxygen mask before you help someone next to you, because I feel I can't be there as a grandma and a mom and a wife if I'm not in optimal condition myself. So Pilates has benefited me in those ways.
And how has Pilates helped with things like your flexibility, your balance, core strength, any of
Okay.
those things?
Um, Definitely have more energy and strength and move better, and the whole gamut that goes with a full body treatment as Pilates is. I have a birthday coming up in June that ends in a 0, and it might have a 6 in front of it. And I think to myself, what do I want to be like at 60 and project ahead at 70 and 80? And so I think about the benefits as far as the birthdays happen. And also, as you well know, thanks to Drew and Cassie, I'm a grandma. And little Finn, almost 5, and Eleanor, almost 3, are bundles of energy. And I like to get down on the floor and play with them and wrestle and go to the park and the playground. And I'm able to keep up with them because of what I've gained through Pilates.
What has surprised you about Pilates?
Um, I guess not so much a surprise as I'm pleased that it shouldn't be a surprise at all, but the regular practice of Pilates, how from month to month, I just feel stronger and I'm gaining so much benefit from it. And I think of Pilates as a functional exercise that it's creating the conditions for me to move through life in a stronger way and a more flexible way, and just those functional daily living activities that are just so much easier when you're able to handle them.
Why Northwoods Pilates?
Okay, well, as I alluded to earlier, our why Northwoods started out because of our family relationship, and I wanted to promote Northwoods Pilates and believed in Northwoods Pilates, and obviously it's been thrilling to watch Northwoods expand and grow and become the thriving business that it is today, thanks to all of your clients. Um, but also my why has evolved into because I love it. I love Pilates and what it's doing for me, and making me stronger, and just being able to do more.
What is your favorite piece of equipment?
I have to say, I remember this question from other testimonials. I don't know that I have a favorite piece of equipment, But when I think about the studio, I I think about the overall theme of we from head to toe, from flexibility, from arms to legs to core to even feet and ankles. Who knew that you could even make your feet and your toes more flexible? So I think about more the overall theme and what each piece of equipment, whether it's the reformer or the tower or the mat or the half dome or the chair, it's intriguing to me and makes the sessions interesting how you can work on all of those core skills on every piece of equipment.
What do you love about Pilates?
I just love how I feel as a result of Pilates. I often think from the lens of we're given this finite amount of time in our lives, and most of us have a finite number of resources monetarily, and it's a big decision to do I spend my precious time and my money, my resources on something like a regular exercise practice. And what I love about Pilates is I can give a resounding yes to, you bet, it's worth my time, it's worth the money. And I love that I have such confidence that I'm doing the right thing in terms of those two precious commodities, my time and my resources.
Do you have any advice for anyone who might be considering Pilates?
I would say to people, don't make the mistake of waiting until you're ready for Pilates. I feel like I did that for so many years, and I thought, I'm not fit enough, I'm not flexible enough, I'm not strong enough. I'm not someone who should sign up for regular exercise sessions. I'm just not ready for it. What's there to be ready for? I would encourage you to think in terms of you don't have to be ready for Pilates, that Pilates and Cassie Northwoods, she's ready for you, and she'd take you from where you are right now on that fitness continuum, and I guarantee would move you forward and you'd be as pleased as I am with the results. So I would say just do it.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
As a lifetime educator, I understand the importance of differentiation, of making sure that each lesson is just right for each learner, and in this case, just right for each client. And Cassie understands that to a T. She has a lesson plan for each of your sessions, and thinks back to your former sessions. And at the end of your session, I know that she takes notes as far as what went well with the client this time, and what do I need to emphasize next time, and how do I need to push the client further, and that kind of thing. And she knows each of us as far as physically what we're able to do and not do, and she accommodates for that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.